So, Bennifer's back on. I'm excited. But also, the Golden Globes are canceled. I'm going to talk about both Golden Globes first. Um, I always liked the Golden Globes. I said I've been paying attention to the Oscar race for a long, long time. The Golden Globes were always more fun. There was sometimes a wild card. They had their extra categories for musical comedy. They would sometimes award people who were more celebrity like, like Madonna, people like that. And I liked the way the ceremony was. It was looser. They had the tables. It was fun, especially in the days of people like Jack Nicholson and them. So, NBC's not going to play them next year. And something else has gone completely wrong for some reason. So, they're not putting it on because of some kind of diversity requirements. You already know how I feel about this world coming up. So, this world that the kids are making, or whoever's making, they're making a world where it's the world they want and everybody else can just fuck off. And anything, any traditions, anything, the way things were too fucking bad, that's how it is. Now, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association are the people who put on the Golden Globes. They are the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, which means they're an association of foreign press people, people who write articles for magazines, whatever, who are foreign. That means they do their work for other countries. So these journalists who either are from other countries or write for publications and media in other countries, or you know what I mean, they have this association which all these years has been getting together and deciding on their own what they think the best performance by a leading actor and this is, and what the best picture is, best picture drama, best picture musical or comedy, who the best director is. They give their Cecil B. DeMille Award, which is like the Lifetime Achievement Award. But all along, they're not people who make films. They're not people who work in the industry per se. They're not part of the movie making process. So they're not, it's not like the Oscars where film editors are supposed to decide who does the best film editing, or costume designers are supposed to nominate people who did the best costumes because they know better because they also make costumes. No. This was always a group of reporters who report for foreign entities, and they were just a group who got together and made their own choices for best pictures. It became a cool show because it was a cool show, and they chose who they wanted to. But if you knew that, once you knew that, you didn't get hell bent about who should be nominated, so because it's just a group of people in their opinion. Just like, let's say there's any group of film critics, Boston film critics, New York film critics, online film critics, African American film critics. All these different film critics associations every year come out with their own lists of who they think were the best picture, best director, best actress. So, I don't know what the rules are. I don't know what Hollywood was telling them to do. I don't know how this started. I kind of vaguely heard something. But today, story comes out, they're not coming on NBC because they need a whole extra year to get their shit together and I guess be more diverse. I guess that's what the problem is. Or learn to award more diverse people. I don't know. I think it's probably but again, they're just a group of journalists. It's just like any other association that you have. It's a group of people who are associated. And this group, all these years, has been choosing awards because they knew how to throw in a party. Dick Clark used to host. The man's been passed away for years. And he wasn't the host. He was like the MC in terms of going to commercial and stuff like that. They didn't used to have a host. So it was just a cool night to watch celebrities be more casual than the Oscars. And maybe the same people would pick up awards. Maybe not. Okay, so now whoever, I'm not 100% sure it is telling this group who they can have in their group and who they can't. Which, does that mean they're going to do that to all the film critic associations, and every association in this world is now going to have to be told by Hollywood or somebody that they have to have a specific kind of makeup in the group? I don't even know what the demands were, because the story just jumped out at me, and it jumped out because it said the second story was Tom Cruise is returning his Golden Globes. If Tom Cruise returned, they're there already. He sent them, they arrived. He has returned them. If Tom Cruise returned the 3 Golden Globes he was awarded by these people, man has no Oscar. That's going to kind of make it like everybody else who's not racist or whatever they're being accused of doesn't return their Golden Globes. I don't think any of these people are racist. I don't think any. If you watched it was a fun show, they would give people awards. Outside groups micromanaging these other groups when they're just a group of people who, like, say you and your friends got together and you called it the Friendy Awards, and every year you and your friends got together and you gave out Friendy Awards to Best Picture and, Worst Picture and Best Dressed and God knows what. You just gave out these awards every year. And then somebody came along and said, well, the Friendy Awards aren't diverse enough because it's just you and your friends, and it just so happens your group of friends has more of one kind than, maybe it's mostly females, maybe it's mostly, I don't know, baseball players, whatever. I don't understand what's happening. I don't understand why Tom Cruise sent his back. He had to have known that there was a group of reporters, a random group of reporters, when he got him. This is going back. One of the awards was for Born on the 4th of July. I know how old that movie is, so this is going back a long, long time. To return it, because, like I said, I don't even know what the accusation is, that they're racist? I don't think anybody accused them of being racist. Maybe they did accuse them of not having enough members from varying backgrounds, but they've been who they were for many, many years. If this snuck up on somebody, or one person who likes to get mad suddenly caught wind of it, I like the Golden Globes. I like the ceremony. I didn't take it seriously. I didn't knock myself out. When the people win Oscars, because I rarely agree. I don't think they're authority on what is actually the best picture of the year or what was actually the best acting of the year. I have my own opinion about it. Yeah, it goes into the history books, and it's nice if you're a person to win it because you feel like you accomplished something. But it's an award, and people choose an award, and people are going to choose that award based on their reasons. I know there are people in the Academy, there are actors I like who say they just vote for their friends. I don't believe in that. I believe you should vote for who did the best job, but people vote for all kinds of reasons. You can't police that. I don't think that they've been trying the last few years to make the awards more, the members of the Academy more diverse. I don't think that necessarily is going to make better winners. People have bad taste. People go into that whole hive mind thing. They're going to vote for what everybody else is voting for. They're going to vote based on what they heard because they're not going to watch all the movies. Everything that's happening right now, I know people are trying to fix things that they think are wrong and unfair, but it's actually going to make more of a mess, and it's going to make everything gray or beige or not A+, not D-. It's going to make everything a C or C+. Everything's going to be average. When you do things that are fair and average are kind of the same thing. So you're going to get a very average world where nobody is that upset, but nobody is that happy either. Everybody's going to be borderline content in a beige or gray world where nobody's too extra and nobody's too, equity, fair, balanced. It all kind of means mediocre. We're headed towards a mediocre world. What's not mediocre is Bennifer getting back together. When they said that Jennifer Lopez finally broke up with that A-Rod, I went right to Twitter and I tweeted, this is what I tweeted. It's none of my business, but it would make me really happy if J-Lo and Ben Affleck got back together. I tweeted it, it's there. Because why? Because I was a fan of Ben Affleck. When she started going out with him, I was like, ew. And then when they got engaged, I was like, oh my god, she stole my husband. And then, this is a long time ago. I'm relatively the same age as Ben. I think I'm a year younger. And then when they broke up, I was like, what did they break up for? They obviously really like each other a lot. I believe that these two people are really in love. You don't always see that. And I believe they were evenly matched. They were both Leos. I was like, yeah, it makes perfect sense. They're a couple. What happened? So all this time, she's gone on to all the things she's done. She's had a good time. He's had a good career too, but he's kind of been sort of a hot mess. And I was concerned when he took the role of Batman. I thought that was a mistake because he was starting to become a respected director, and then he decided to go act again, which isn't really his forte. He's just okay as an actor, but in terms of being Batman, I was like, does he want everybody to make fun of him again? But some people did, but then other people thought he was great. A lot of people love him as Batman because he does look the way Batman in the comic books is supposed to look. So a lot of people liked him in it, and I think people really like him. For all the times I'm sure he walks down the street, somebody yells stupid stuff at him, in reality, I think people have liked him all along. I think out of Matt and Ben, I think they liked him better. You know, I don't know why he and J-Lo broke up, but it was clear to me they belonged together. And all that other business, the other two, Mark Anthony and Jennifer Garner, both had crushes on them from before and were waiting in the wings for that relationship to destruct, and they both swooped on in and married them away from each other, and then their lives took turns. But I think this is nice. I think that it would be at least nice for Ben, because I feel like his life didn't go right after that. Did he make a lot of money? Did he make a lot of movies? Did he win Oscars and stuff? Sure. But when you're having the kind of problems he had, you don't necessarily think somebody's happy, even though they're having all that other success. So if that could make him happy again, I'd be very pleased. Now, everybody was saying they don't know why they broke up in the first place. Here's what I remember. I remember that they were getting married. I don't know if they were in the process of making all the wedding plans and stuff like that. Something happened, and the rumor was that he wanted to slow down a little bit, and she was like, oh really? Well, later, Tater. No, you know what I mean? Like, he was not getting cold feet, but he wanted to slow down a bit because they were maybe moving too fast towards nuptials. And he was, and either that broke them up or something else happened, but that was the rumor. What I remember clearly from that time is I had heard that, and then there were photographs of both he and Matt Damon looking like they'd been in an altercation. People had injuries. Like if you punched your friend in the face and you were having an argument. I don't know about your chick. Oh yeah, punch, punch. I'm just saying, that's what I never heard any rumors about that. But then I didn't see Ben and Matt together for a very long time either. Okay, they had been signed to do movies, writing movies together. Those didn't happen. So I don't know. That's just what I have recollected in my mind of what happened back then at the time, which is a very long time ago now. I think they said it was 17 years. Goes by like that, doesn't it? But that's what I remember. They were getting married. The rumor was he wanted to slow down a bit, and she was like, well, no. So, and then I saw Ben and Matt looking like they'd been injured in an altercation. Both of them like they had been in a fight with somebody. But I never heard what that was about. Just saw a photo with some like bruisey faces and things like that. And never heard anything about it again. Next thing you heard, he was marrying Jennifer Garner. They got married real quick. in like Hawaii or somewhere. And she married Mark Anthony, who had always had a thing for her. And that was that. And they always said they were friends and stuff, but you know, I didn't like A-Rod at all. I complained the whole time. I was like, she's too good for him. What's she doing? What's the point in being J-Lo if you have to go out with A-Rod? But yeah, it has no business making me happy. It would make me very happy if those two got back together and Ben was all restored to whole. I am a fan. I've been a fan since I was a kid. When I was a kid, it was very much about gossip and stuff like that, but I became a fan of people as actors, as directors, as triple threats, and I've been happy for the success that they've had. And I want everybody in this world to be happy as possible, and I don't like it when people look sad or they look like they're having a problem with substances or whatever, you know. And if they can be very happy on top of everything else, great. I am not one of them people who begrudges others that stuff. I don't like people being on vaccination specials, but whatever. Everybody's trying hard. People think they're doing the right thing, but I'd be happy if they were happy. And I don't think I'll be around, but I'm going to be sad to not see the Golden Globes because I really enjoyed that ceremony. They're just a group of people picking what they think is the best every year. For people to act like it's something important that needs to be regulated and who decides who gets to be on the committees and stuff like that. I don't know that it's anybody's business but theirs. You don't have to watch it. NBC doesn't have to put it on, but they always did. To now come and say, we're the boss of you, you can't do that. Everything's going to be micromanaged and regulated by people who have ideals that they're going to force on everyone else. And this I cannot go for because, again, I believe in freedom, I believe in truth. Leave people alone, let them live their lives, let them do their thing. You don't like it? Don't watch. Don't pay attention. Don't take it seriously. You don't have to. Watch the Oscars and yell at them. But again, they're just a group of people who choose to. It's not. Everything doesn't have to be fair. Maybe it's those kids who got the participation awards that they want everything to be fair and they have to constantly try to make everything fairer and fairer and fairer. And like I said, then everybody will get a participation award. Everybody will get an award for making a movie that year. And nobody will say who's best. I'm sure they're already moving towards getting away from actor and actress, which will only mean that only actors will win because the best roles, generally speaking, are for actors. But we'll see. I just hope people can be happy without trying to force their shit on other people.